All right, Phyllis, I'll let you guys come on in, get on in here. We could talk some Padres, see what's going on, Phyllis. So we got a lot of trade rumors going around with the Padres. So let me see. Hopefully that worked. Okay. What's up, man? How are y'all doing tonight? So, like, this Juan Soto rumor getting around. At first I was just like completely not into it. Like I was like, dude, it's gonna cost way too much, and I don't see exactly how it's. I was talking to people, and the more I started thinking of stuff, the more I started thinking, oh shit, maybe it could work in the sense that you are getting him for 3 years, okay, and you do have a chance in all 3 seasons. I would assume you would have a chance to win a World Series in all three. Definitely have a chance in the first season, as long as Tatis is healthy. If Tatis is healthy the first season, then I think you definitely have a chance to win a World Series because you already have the starting rotation, and you're not trading any of those guys in this deal. You're basically just trading guys that aren't going to help you for this season. So your best chance at a World Series, in my opinion, as long as Tatis is healthy this year, and plays to an all-star level. He doesn't have to play to an MVP level, but if he plays to an all-star level, you would have a chance in my sense and the way I'm looking at it. Because you already got Darvish, Musgrove, and then you would choose between Clevenger, Mania, or Snell to pitch, of the three in a playoffs. Those guys are playoff ready. Here's the problem though. What if Tatis isn't really 100% this year? Then you're just adding one bat, and obviously he's the fucking best bat in baseball. But I just don't think it puts you over the top. Because if Tatis is basically, he gets banged up and his shoulder's fucked up and his wrist is fucked up and he's not good, then you're going into this year and it's not enough. Here we go. This guy. This guy. Okay, that was easy. Took that guy 1 second. 1 fucking second. He had to come in here and fucking talk shit. I mean, just unbelievable. Every fucking time. And I unblocked him by accident because I unblocked one of my friends and I unblocked him by accident, but I'm glad that he's blocked back. So going back to what I was saying. So if Tatis isn't healthy this year, and they better know, if you're going to go get fucking Soto this year, you better know Tatis is healthy. Because if he's not healthy, even getting Soto, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you have a good enough roster to win a World Series this year. But, I mean, you would have a chance, but you would have a legit chance, in my opinion, if you would have the best 2, 3, 4 hitters in baseball. I don't see any other lineup that I would have a better 2, 3, 4. And then you got a starting rotation that can compete with almost anyone in baseball. Is it better than the Mets? No. I mean, the Mets got, if DeGrom's there, and Scherzer and shit like that, but they wouldn't have fucking Soto, Tatis, and Machado. And then, so in that sense, I would do it. But here's the problem. The problem is you go into next season. I feel very confident they're going to sign Musgrove. I feel very confident on that. I would assume Musgrove gets a deal like Kevin Gausman. Gausman got 5 for 110. Gausman's a year older. And technically, Gausman probably had a better year last year than what Musgrove will have this year. But he only had one good fucking season. Gausman only had one good year, really. And he still got 5 for 110. And I would assume, because Musgrove had a pretty good season last year. I think his ERA was 3.1 or 3.2. And then you put in what he's going to do this year. I think it's at 2.4. Let's say it ends up around 2.8 for the season. I mean, 2.4 is really good. Yeah, I could see this. I could see 5 for 115. And if he gets 6, I could see 6 for 120. So if you get that out of the way, then you come into next year with Snell, Darvish, and Musgrove. And it sounds like a Corbin type deal. Try to come onto if you're on the the Twitter feed, try to come on the YouTube channel because I could read the comments a lot easier on the YouTube channel. And then obviously I like everyone to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you like, my streams or whatever. I could see 5 for 115. I could see 6 for 120. I personally don't want to go 6, but I mean, if you go 6, you're lowering the AAV. It's going to be 18 million per year. The 18 million, 18 million per year. I don't think it'll only be 18 million. I would assume it'll be a little bit more. So, like I said, I could see a Kevin Gausman type of deal, or like Matt said, a Robbie Ray type of deal. So I'm pretty confident they're going to make that one, and I would assume that's going to come out pretty soon. Hopefully, it does. So you would go into next year with Darvish, Musgrove, and Snell, right? So you got 3 pitchers there. I think Snell's a fucking 5. I don't know what everyone else thinks he is, but I think Snell's a fucking 5. I don't want to hear bullshit that, Snell he was worth 17 million last year. If you look at bullshit, don't tell me that he was worth 17 million last year. His ERA, what was his ERA? Is Brandon in here? Brandon usually knows. What was his ERA last year? It was over 4. You can't be serious. I see the Nationals fans being fine with receiving Hosmer in a deal. Oh my God. I saw some guys on Padre Twitter were like just throwing in Hosmer into a deal. Why the fuck would the Nationals want Hosmer? There's nothing that what would they want him for? I mean, it doesn't make sense at all for an organization that has the 2 worst contracts in pitchers right now in deal, and that's another thing. Let's play this game. I don't know how much Peter Seiler's willing to spend, because if Peter Seiler's going to play in the game and be like, you know what, dude, I don't fucking care about this CBT. I don't care about going over it. I don't care about, years to come. I just want to win a World Series, whatever it takes. I'll go over the CBT for fucking a couple seasons and I'm in. If he's willing to do that, then it's totally different. It's a totally different mindset that I have. But if he's going to say, hey, next year I want to get under it, then you have to look at it differently. And I'm assuming he's going to want to get under it after this year. If you get Soto, you're going over it. And this is what it comes back to from last year. There's no fucking reason, not one reason, they should have gotten Adam Frazier last year and Daniel Hudson to go over the luxury tax. That fucked them, because if you come into this year and you weren't over the luxury tax, you could go over the luxury tax this year and it's not that big of a deal. Going over it once isn't that big of a deal. Going over it twice is a big deal. Going over 3 straight times in a row is a huge deal. Now, you can look at it and say, we don't, because I believe you if you go over it, someone tell me in the chat, if you go over it 2 straight seasons, don't you lose your first round pick the following season? So if we go over it again this season, don't we lose our first round pick? Which is kind of fine. Like, I don't really, if you're getting Juan Soto, I don't really care about a first round pick. I mean, I do, but like, you're either in the pot or you're not in the pot. Like, I'm not going to nickel and dime and go, oh, well, we're not going to get Juan Soto because we're going to lose a first round pick. But I believe if you're 2 seasons in a row, you go, thank you. Yeah, the Dodgers lost theirs this year. Then, okay. So if you go 2 seasons in a row, which it looks like he's going to do, or it sounds like it to me, from what it sounds like it to me, then the first round pick, you just go over it. Attaching Corbin to it is also another, but it could make sense, Tom, in the sense that if he fucking doesn't care, if Peter Seiler's like, dude, I don't care, I'll go to 300 million. What is our payroll right now? It's around 215 to 220, somewhere around 217 or 230, whatever it is. One guy saying he doesn't think you completely lose it, you just fall back 10 spots. Okay, maybe that makes sense. Either way, dude, if you fall back 10 spots or whatever, if you lose it, either way, okay, so 217 right now. The AAV is at 230. Okay, so if he's willing to spend 217 right now, and then if you could convince him to spend, 260 or something, I mean, fuck it, dude. Like if he gets Corbin and it saves you. See, getting Corbin would basically save you the draft pick, because then you would say, well, we're keeping some of our minor leaguers because obviously it's not going to cost as much. But it all depends on what Seiler's willing to do. If Seiler's willing to go way over it, or barely go over it, or he's not willing to go over it, that's that's the main part of this that no one like even talks about. So we don't know as fans, like, oh, is he really going to go over it? Because if you're going to keep going over it, then you probably can sign. I mean, I'm almost, even if he doesn't go over it, or if he does go over it, I think they're going to sign Musgrove. I think Musgrove is going to be signed. So that we could almost, like, I would say about an 85% chance they're going to sign Musgrove. So let's just play Musgrove as a sign. Here's the problem with trading Gore. Obviously, the Nationals are going to want Gore. If I'm the Nationals, I'm asking for the first two guys I'm asking for, and then I go from there. But if I'm the Nationals, those are two guys that I want the most. Now, if the Padres play the game and say, we're not giving up Gore, then I really would want to do this deal. I probably would want to, let's just say it this way. I would probably do the deal if I'm the Padres, if Gore's not involved in it. And if Gore's involved in it, I probably wouldn't do it, because you're putting all your eggs into this season. And if Tatis isn't completely healthy when you basically need him, then, and you lose this season, let's say you just make the playoffs, you get beat in the first round or in the second round, like, you need Gore. You need one cheap pitcher in your fucking rotation. He's got all these guys signed right now, but they're not signed to multi-year deals. I mean, Snell and Darvish got one more year on their contract, and then Musgrove's a free agent. So, I mean, I would assume Musgrove has 5-6 years. Let's just play that he has 5 or 6 more years on his deal. Fine, you got him locked up, but then what? Snell and Darvish only got one more year, and Snell sucks. I mean, that's the first thing. So I don't even want to count on that guy. I do think Nick Martinez will opt in, but that's a gamble. And then Clevenger. So, I mean, fuck, Clevenger's a free agent. You can't have everybody just be an expensive pitcher in your rotation. Like, I think Nick Martinez will opt in and will get a starting gig next year, which I'm fine with. But you also have Snell, that's 2 5s. See, this is what I would do. I would throw in more, if they throw in almost any prospects in, like, I wouldn't care as long as Gore's not in it. If Gore's not in it, like I said, I'd probably make the trade. If Gore's in it, I probably don't make the trade. I mean, I don't really, I'm fine trading Wood. I'm fine trading Hassel. I'm fine trading Abrams. You could come up with other names. I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised. I saw Jim Bowden put this name out there. I don't know if he had any information on it or if he was just throwing the name out there. But Victor, he's a kid down in low A. He's really good. And I would not be surprised at all if the Nationals are asking for him or anyone else that's looking for trades. This kid's good. And apparently apparently he's told don't, like, his slider's like his out pitch. And apparently they tell him to try to use other pitches more because they want him to develop the other pitches. Is he 18 or 19? I thought he was 19, but you could be right. I know he's really young for his league, and he's doing pretty damn good. And they tell him not to use his wipeout sliders so much. They want him to develop other pitches. So when I heard that, then I was like, oh, shit, he's even better than I thought. I like him a lot. I mean, I'm just telling you, like, if you start surprised, because if I were them, I'd be all over it. I would want that kid. And then going to the draft, I think the Padres had a really good draft. I don't know much in the draft, but just reading stuff, it seems like the Padres had a really good draft. But you're drafting 2 kids, high school kids, that are pitchers. I mean, shit, yeah. You could say, hey, we got rid of Gore. We got 2 our farm system's got some guys coming up. We don't really have guys coming up in the next couple of years pitching, you know. What up, man? Try to get on the YouTube channel if you can. It's in my profile because I can read your comments. It's easier for me because otherwise I got to go back and forth. Yeah, early reviews on the draft, they did very well. I don't know, who am I to say if they did or didn't? I've never seen these guys pitch. You could just watch highlights and stuff. I mean, I don't know. But if that kid, the first round pick, they got, he's got Tommy John, so he's probably not going to pitch until the second half of next year. And then you're probably looking at 2024. Hopefully he's in low A or, A ball. And then, I mean, he's years away. And then the other kid's going to be years away too. You're talking about high school arms. Those are 4 or 5 years away minimum. Yeah, Lesko or whatever his name is. How do the Nats say no to Wood, Hassel, Merrill, Abrams, Rosario, and Light Grisham? Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 5 legit prospects. I would say they would do that. And the one, okay, let's play the game again. The one guy that I would be concerned about losing in this trade offer is Wood. I think Wood, yes, there you go, Garrett. Thank you. I think Wood is our best prospect. If you don't count Mackenzie Gore as a prospect anymore. Even counting Abrams, I would consider Abrams still like a prospect. I think Wood has he's definitely got the most potential. I think he can play center field. I think he's got power. He's got a pretty damn good eye. He strikes out a lot, but I mean, so what? He could run. He's got speed. He's got it all. Apparently they got good players in the draft, and Preller's really good at drafting. That I will give him. I do not like his trades, and I do not, and even worse are his signings. I don't think he structures the roster that well. He could do a lot better. I mean, we have a top 5 payroll. We fucking went over the luxury tax last year. We're probably going to go over it this year. I mean, you got to start winning some fucking games here. You got to start producing better than this bullshit. I'm getting tired of this bullshit of, but he drafts very well. I'll never be concerned that we're not going to be a top 15 minor league system. Now, if you trade for Juan Soto, yeah, next year your system's going to be in the bottom 10, bottom 5 or whatever. But, another draft or 2, and all of a sudden we'll be back in the top 10, in the minor league system. That I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. But because he's drafted well, I mean, I think he's drafted really well. I mean, Wood was a second rounder last year, and that guy looks like, I'm telling you, those rankings that have him, like, what do they have him, like in the 90s or something? Those things, whatever. I think a lot of those rankings, a lot of times, how they rank the players is like who's kind of close coming through the minor league system, which is fine. I mean, you could do it that way, but it would almost be like, okay, Caleb Williams, the guy that's going to be at USC, the quarterback, right? Because he's not draft eligible, it'd be like, well, all the other guys, we're going to rank them higher because they're going to be draft eligible this year. So all the juniors and seniors rank ahead of them. I don't think there's a better prospect for the next 2 seasons. Well, maybe Willie Anderson, the defensive, outside linebacker, D-end at Alabama. But I think Caleb Williams, to me, is like the best quarterback prospect we're going to see in the next, 2-3 years. Okay? So I'd rank him 1. But if they did it where, well, he's not technically eligible or going to be there soon. So I think that's kind of how they do some of those rankings. But fuck, dude. What's that? Wood was a second rounder, wasn't he? Am I mistaken? Was really first rounder? He got the money. Oh, well, you're saying, I mean, okay. He got drafted though in the second round, right? Yeah, Soto's only 23, and you're going to have him for 3 seasons. You're going to have him for 3 seasons. So you get 3 chances, but I think your best chance is year 1 because you got the starting pitching. Like Darvish has got playoff experience pitching in the playoffs. Snell's got playoff experience pitching in the playoffs. Musgrove even pitched in the playoffs, right? He won the World Series with the Astros. I don't know if he started, but I mean, Musgrove looks like a veteran. He's not going to get shaken up in the playoffs. Like that was one thing that I agreed with Preller when he got Clevenger is you want to get guys that have been in the playoffs. Clevenger's been in the playoffs. You want to get guys that have been in the playoffs. You don't want Mackenzie Gore fucking pitching in a playoff game right now. He's just not ready for it, and it's pretty obvious he's not ready for it. Hosmer's got $39 million left. I think Corbin has 3 years, and I think he makes $23 a year, if I'm not mistaken. Did the Padres trade for Russell Wilson? No. Yes, or a Patino. So, yeah. So when they traded Patino, even when they got Snell, I was like, dude, Snell's pretty fucking good in the playoffs. Like, you were ready to go to the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs last year, but you were ready to go to the playoffs. So I kind of understood those trades that he did. It's just he kind of got fucked on them. I mean, he got fucked. He definitely got fucked on the fucking Clevenger trade. I mean, Clevenger got hurt, and then really what set this fucking franchise back was the Lament injury. I mean, you had that guy under control for fucking. I think he's arbitration. I think he's got one more year of arbitration. I mean, we shouldn't give it to him. I could be wrong. Corbin has 2 years left after this year, right? I think he's got $23 million each year, right? Oh, Naylor's balling. We got destroyed in that trade. We got fucking donkey punch. We got fucking destroyed. I mean, Clevenger getting hurt was huge. And that's another thing. I think you can, if you don't get Soto, I think you could get Clevenger back and you could get Musgrove back. So I would look to try to sign Clevenger like a 2-year deal. Maybe, I don't know, $10 million each year, $20 million, with some incentives, like so that he like actually pitches games instead of, incentive contract. If you put an incentive contract into Clevenger, like, hey, he threw X amount of innings, he gets a fucking bonus or whatever, instead of just he blows out his arm in fucking March and, then we're fucked. But that's what I would do. Yeah, Patino was not ready, and Patino's still not ready, obviously, right? I do agree with this. I think he does like San Diego, and I do think Musgrove likes San Diego. So if Musgrove gets offered, let's say he gets the Gausman offer 5 for 110, and someone else offers him 5 for 120, I think he'll sign with us. I think he would sign with us. I don't think Musgrove, unless Musgrove got like 5 for 130, then he might say, fuck, dude, that's 20 more million. I'm out of here. But like a 10 million difference, I think Musgrove's going to stay here. Clevenger, I would assume anything that's close, within like 3 to 5 million. Well, I don't know, 3 to 5, but let's say like Alex was, I'll go back to yours, Garrett, but like Alex was saying, you might get less than 10. Like if the Padres offered 8 or 9 and someone else offers 10 or 11, I mean, you're in the ballpark. Yeah, I could see that. Okay. I'm not a fan of Contreras signing too many other holes. You mean trading? They would have to trade for him. I mean, I saw a lot of people were like, Alfaro, we can't trade Alfaro. He's one of our favorites and this and that. It's like, dude, fuck, man. But the one thing I will say is Alfaro, as far as Alfaro goes, he is under contract. He's got arbitration. I think it's arbitration 3 for him next year. You got one more year of control of him. And do you really want Nola fucking starting next year? Because Contreras is a free agent. And I assume they ain't going to be able to sign him. I mean, what's he going to ask for? I don't know what his age is. Someone tell me what his age is. I mean, he's going to get a pretty good contract, probably get like 5 for 60 or something. I don't know what his age is. Will Joe sign this week? I would not be surprised at all if Joe signed this week. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Buy into the rumors the Nationals are interested in Chrome. Yeah, of course. I mean, if I'm any team, I'm trying to get Crone because Cronenworth's got a cheap contract and he's got 4 more years, I believe, of control, 3 or 4 more years. He's not free agent until 2026. So that's 23, 24, 25. He's got 3 more years of control. And he's not going to cost much. So he's going to be 32 years old and he's not going to get much of a contract. Contreras is 30. Okay, so you're probably looking at a 3-year deal because he's a catcher. You don't want to give too long of a deal. You're probably looking at a 3-year deal, probably anywhere from 12 to 15 million a year. I don't know. I would have to look at his numbers, but I would assume, 3 years, 36 million, 3 years, 40 million, somewhere around there. I can see the Padres circling back to this for sure. And you get Reynolds, okay, because you're going to have Reynolds, 3 more years? It's going to be this year and 2 more years. You could go draft the next Hassel to replace him, in next year's draft. So play that way. 3 for 50 probably for Contreras. That's 17 million a year. I don't know. That's kind of a lot. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really looked at his numbers. I'm talking about what his numbers have been though the last couple of years, not just this year. Just go after Judge and free agency. Okay, Conforto. I listened to Scott Boras. He was on a podcast with John Heyman and Joel Sherman. I think that's his name, the New York guy. He's on MLB Network a lot. The first thing I'll say in that interview that I listened to was I could see Soto signing with someone, whoever trades for him. I don't think isn't waiting till free agency to sign. He basically said the player will let him dictate when to sign. That's basically what Boras was saying. He's saying that we let the players kind of, he says sometimes we'll try to lead them one way or another, but so I could see whoever gets him signing him. I could see that, especially if it's the Dodgers, especially if it's the Red Sox. Now for us, I think it would be hard to do because we got 2 guys that are already making $300 million. The Tatis contract, if he plays, let's say he plays 85% or 80% of that contract. He plays 80% of the games. 85% of the games. He plays 85% of those games. That contract is going to be a fucking bargain because Tatis is a top 5 player when he plays, right? The only players that you could put even in question as good as Tatis are Shohei Ohtani, Trout, Juan Soto. That's it. Who else could you argue is even close or in the conversation with Tatis? That's it. What is it? JT Realmuto, got a 23 a year, and McCann got 12, so Contreras can get in the middle of that. Oh, okay. I can see that. But it's Acuna. Yeah, I don't think Acuna's in the – he's close. I would say he's close. I would say Vlad Guerrero maybe. The only way you would do this, and I would do it in a heartbeat, is if you can sign Soto. So if you sign, let's say you sign Soto $450 million, I would do it because Soto plays. Tatis doesn't. Tatis has been hurt. So I would do that, yeah. But you have to sign him. Like we got people on Padre Twitter that spin shit that when people say stuff and they're like, oh my God, people are saying they would trade Tatis for Soto. It's like, yeah, if you get the contract under, Going back to this though, he's not, yeah, okay, you're saying in between the two. How old were they though? Because if Contreras is already 30, you're looking at a 3-year deal. I don't think you're looking at you go 4 or 5-year deal. I mean, I don't know. Manny could possibly opt out too, so you could get Soto and Manny opt outs when you still have your 2 stars. Yeah, I know Contreras is 30 already. What was JT Romuto and what was the other one, McCann, that he said? How old were they when they signed? I don't think Manny's going to opt out unless we like if we make the playoffs this year or next year. I don't think he's going to opt out. If we don't make the playoffs this year, then yeah, I think he comes into next year going, dude, you better show me the direction they're going. Otherwise, I could probably opt out. I'm pretty sure his fucking wife loves it here, and I would assume he's going to stay here. But even if he opted out, I mean, yeah, I don't see Manny opting out either. But even if he did opt out, that wouldn't be a bad thing. You're talking about how old would Manny be when he opts out? He would be 31. How old is Manny right now? Is he 29 or 30? How old's Manny? I mean, if he opts out, you're talking about 150 off the table. He's 32. He's 32 already? No, he can't be 32. Oh, he just turned 30. Okay, you're saying he would opt out when he's 31. Okay, he'd be 31 going into it or going into a 32 season. Okay. Yeah, if he opted out, that might be a good thing. That might be a good thing if he opted out. I mean, you're talking about you're probably going to get a year or 2 of those aren't going to be good. I wouldn't mind if he opted out, to be honest with you. Thoughts on Josh Bell? I see the only way you get Josh Bell is if you get rid of Hosmer, which I'm all for. I'm all for getting rid of Hosmer. One reason I want to just get rid of fucking Hosmer is so I don't have to fucking see it on Twitter anymore. I mean, you have people on Twitter that fucking literally don't want to win a World Series as a Padre fan if he's on the team. They'd rather not win the World Series if he's on the team. Like, you got to be out of your fucking mind. I mean, did Hosmer rape someone? Did he fucking beat up some woman or beat up a child or something that I don't know about? Like, who fucking cares? Like, he sucks. We all get it. He fucking sucks. No, but I think he's my favorite prospect. I'll tell you that much. I mean, nobody should be untouchable. I mean, even Tatis you should be willing to trade Tatis. You should be willing to trade anyone. In basketball, you probably shouldn't be willing to trade anyone because you probably can't get the value back. But in the NFL and in Major League Baseball, you should be willing to trade anyone. But Dominic, I fucking love James Wood. I think he's going to be a superstar. If you ask me who's going to have a better future, James Wood or C.J. Abrams, I'd bet on James Wood. You ask me who's going to have a better future, Wood or Hassel, I would bet James Wood. I think James Wood, I mean, I don't think he's going to be as big as a home run hitter as Judge. But, I mean, fuck, dude. I could see 30, 35 home runs from this guy and stealing 30 bases and playing center field or right field, good arm. Like, I mean, he's going to be fucking good. He's going to be really good. His power is crazy. It's fucking like when he gets a hold of them, I mean, they're just gone. They're fucking gone. They're not just these little fucking, they're not El Paso home runs. There's a lot of guys that get El Paso home runs where I'm like, dude, you guys, like, those are not gone. Who wants Wood in first base? Anyone that wants Wood in first base doesn't watch him play in the outfield. What the hell are they talking about? That runs down balls. Like, this guy's going to steal 30 bases, like, if they let him. Romuto is $23 million a year, and he got a contract at 30. McCann got a contract at 31. Okay, yeah. Mears is nothing. I'm telling you, Mears is nothing. When you swing and miss that much in the minor leagues, and he's not even in double A. He's in fucking high A. Well, how tall is Judd? How tall is Aaron Judd? Isn't he like 6'7"? I mean, that's just a stupid. I don't think you have Wood in double A this year. I would say either he stays the entire season in low A or he goes up to high A. I wouldn't be shocked if he went to double A because he's dominated it. But Judd is 6'9". I thought he was 6'7", but it doesn't matter. Either way, he's fucking pretty good. I wouldn't be shocked if Wood was in double A. I can see Hassel going to double A. I can see Hassel going to double A. You got your draft now, so you're going to have more guys. You know, did they get a pitcher from Iowa like in the third round? I mean, so you're going to have some more guys. So hopefully we see some movement and we see Hassel in double A. Because that's, Dominic, that's when it really matters. When they really start hitting in double A, then you could tell if the player's going to be good or not. But I'm very confident in James Wood. Very confident. I think they'll send him to Arizona Fall League. Wood like 2 years away. Yeah. Yeah. Not anytime soon. No. He got a little injured. I forget what the injury was. Oh, his wrist. He hurt it like twice. So he missed I think he went on the DL twice. I think he probably missed like a month and a half. I mean, the first couple of weeks I was watching him like every at bat, and then sometimes I get busy, but then I look in the box scores and then I'll go back to his at bats and check him out. If you could get Soto without giving up Gore, do you just go all in and drop a few more dudes for Contreras Bell? It all depends. All depends what Seiler is willing to do. And what I mean by willing to do is how much is he willing to pay? I mean, if you're talking about just completely gutting the farm system, yeah. I mean, you're pretty much gutting it by getting Soto anyways, and you're saying keeping Gore in this situation. Yeah. I mean, you mean all in completely? Yeah. It just depends on how much he's willing to spend as far as financially. I'm a Padre fan from Oceanside. These fans in Padre Discord and Hog streams are dumb. I've seen Hog streams, like a few of them. I kind of like Hog. I don't really have he's cool. I'm cool with him. So I don't know if the fans are dumb on his show. Maybe they are. But he's obviously doing something right. Views. He gets a lot of followers. I mean, I got no problems with Hog. I'm cool with him. I know Padre Twitter doesn't like him. Padre Twitter doesn't like me. I don't know why a lot of people try to bring other people down that, do stuff like I'm doing or whatever. I'm not hating him. I hope you don't think I'm hating him. I'm not hating him at all. I mean, he's cool with me. I don't really know him that well, but I mean, I think they hate him because he gets a lot of views. It's just like, oh, he's getting too much. He's getting too much publicity. It's like, we got to bring him down. It's just so stupid. Yeah. The fans on his show on Twitter is worse. Twitter's awful. Padre Twitter's awful. I mean, it's awful. I almost don't want to do these things anymore because Padre Twitter sucks so bad. But there's enough people that, tell me that they like my stuff and kind of convince me to keep going. But I mean, I've been doing this stuff for, I don't know how long. I was on the Periscope, that's where I started doing streams, was on Periscope. And, I like doing them. And I was getting some views and everything and what have you. And I got on Ben and Wood's show and for NFL picks. And it's just like, they just want to bring you down. Like, but I just mute them and block a lot of them. I just move on. I'm not going to get in Twitter beefs with every single fucking person. Yeah, people are just easy to hate. It's just like, I don't know. It's almost like who are the two guys on 1360? What's their names? Jim and John. Like, I mean, they're fine. Like, I got no problems with those guys, but I mean, it's like Padre Twitter will just be like, because they're on the radio, therefore those guys are so much better and a lot more credible. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if Hogg's got sources or if he doesn't. I don't know if he does or doesn't, but I mean, he's gotten good guests on his shows, right? I don't like Kevin Acey at all. I fucking hate him. He got Kevin Acey on his show. I mean, he's the fucking beat writer for the team. Did he get Jeff Passan? Oh yeah, politics is a huge factor. Huge factor. I lost a lot of followers after COVID. When COVID started, yeah, you got Jim Callis on, you got Passan, Heyman. I mean, fuck, dude. Good luck trying to get those people on your fucking show, dude. I lost a lot of people, when the pandemic started. But I don't care. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I mean, I don't try to bring up politics because I think it's stupid to bring it up and talk about it on social media. But I'm not going to hide from it either. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not that way because I know Padre Twitter is on the other side. Whatever. I don't fucking care. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Facebook. My mom has Facebook. That's why I don't have Facebook. Like, I've had a lot of people over the years. I heard Facebook is like kind of getting weeded out. But when I first got on Twitter, my friends and I don't think I was married when I first got on Twitter. I might have been. I know my wife and some of her friends wanted me to get on Facebook. They were like, "Oh, you're funny. Like, go get on Facebook." And I'm like, "Nah, dude. My mom's on there. I ain't cracking my fucking jokes with my mom on there. I don't want my mom seeing my shit. I'll tell you that much." Hogg does the show with Lorenzo O'Neill. Does he? I mean, so he's pulling fucking people left and right, and people want to bash him. Look, if you don't like the guy, it's plain simple. I've said this a couple times now. If you don't like the guy, don't follow him. Don't watch his streams. It's plain and simple. I don't get why people fucking have to be dicks about it. Padre Twitter loves the gas prices. Oh my God. My dad says, dude, he's surprised it didn't get up to 8. He's concerned. He thinks it might get up to 8. My dad owns a gas station. Oh, I'll get back to you, Dominic. Thank you. I appreciate this. This is kind of the reason why I still do it, is when people tell me stuff like this, then it, kind of feels like, okay, I got something going. Okay. Instead of just, you feel like you're talking to a fucking wall, or just everyone just wants to troll you and hate you. If you're AJ, no way you can take Corbin back and pay 30%. Well, it depends. It all depends what Seiler's willing to do. If Seiler's willing to pony up and doesn't give a fucking, what do you mean I got to upload more? I don't know how to do all the computer stuff. I don't even, what do you mean upload more? You mean do more streams? Is that what you mean? I don't know how to do all that. That's one thing Hogg's got on me big time, is he knows how to put all that shit. He knows how to put like videos, and my background fucking sucks. I mean, it's just a fucking, I gotta get like a poster or something. Maybe fucking Fernando Tatis, something. Okay, if you're going over the luxury tax, might as well blow by it. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Wait, what? Wait, did I see this right? Padre Twitter would rather sign Mania over Musgrove? No, that can't be. That can't be true. Rumors is Cubs would do Zavala and Alfaro for Contreras. Would you do that? I think I would. You got to have a backup plan for a catcher next year. If they know what guy they would get for catching next year, yeah, I would do it. The thing on Zavala is he's in that, like, what is he? He's not even in, I don't know what system he is in, but he's not even in low A. So I haven't really seen him. I heard he's pretty good. I just don't know. No sense of the moment. No sense of the moment. I agree with that. I think he's a good player. Like, Garrett, you got to add more than just him. Like, he would help you. I mean, fuck, he would be your what, third best bat? Cronenworth's probably a little bit better than him right now. And if you get Tatis back, so he becomes like your, yeah. I keep forgetting about Campusano because I just don't think he's like going to be a catcher. Like, I really don't think. I don't know. I like Alex. Alex is good. AJ has a hard on for Noah. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays. You're saying like combining Reynolds and Bell, like what the prospects would cost for those two, and then Soto. Like, which one would I rather have? Soto, but as long as Gore's not in it. Contreras is half. Could it be a cheaper deal? You could find a way to get those two pretty easily. Not pretty easily, but my concern is you're going in just to make the playoffs. Like, I don't know. If you go over the luxury tax, I'm just not doing it for Contreras and Hap types. I'm going over the luxury tax. I'm at least getting Reynolds. Minimum. The baseball trade value thing is fucking hilarious to me. Do people still think the WAR value is like, I mean, Cronenworth do you guys know Cronenworth has a higher WAR than Soto this year? I mean, do you guys really think he's having a better season than Soto? Cronenworth's not even having a good year. Like, what? Wait, his OPS is like what? What is it? Like 729? The Nola trade is the worst trade for Preller. It's up there. It fucking is terrible. It's a fucking terrible trade. I remember when that one happened, I didn't think we were really giving up that much, but for some reason, I didn't like it. I was like, we're buying high because I knew we were buying high on him because he was having like a couple good months. Like, and it was like, is he really that good? Like, I don't know. The one thing I liked, though, I remember looking at it was like, oh, you're going to have a catcher under control for a long time. So I thought like, oh, okay, we got that. Nola trade's a wash. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. It's a wash. Every trade we get our ass kicked. It's a wash. It's a wash. How much do you think the Mookie? Let me see this. How much do you think the Mookie, Ohtani, Scherzer, Ramirez deals falling through? Push AJ to do whatever it takes to land Soto. I don't think it's so much that as it is like he has to win this year. Because if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, I don't see how he comes back as a general manager. Can you imagine them going over the luxury tax for a second straight year, having a top 5 fucking payroll and not make the playoffs? And having 2 collapse? Because you were fucking, what was their record? I mean, they were at one point they were 17 or 18 games above 500 again. I think there was 17 at one point. They won't say anything on the Nola trade. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. They only praise him on stuff, and then oh my God, they're 6 games above 500, with basically both years in a year and a half of basically 2 seasons, or a year and a half of being over the luxury tax. I mean, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So, I mean, I'll say this. I'll bet you Preller wants to do the Soto deal, and Seidler is probably like, I don't know. That's what I would assume is going on right now. I would assume Seidler's like, I don't know. I might play the long game here. But Seidler, how old is Seidler? You know that fucker wants to win a World Series. Has he had one big hit for us? Like I can't believe how bad Nola is. I can't believe it. I mean, he fucking sucks. He fucking sucks. He's fucking terrible. Oh, I guarantee he's fucking high as a kite too. No, it looks like he's already in his 40s. Yeah. Hosmer looks like he's like fucking. Dude, Hosmer it felt like he got old really quick. Dude can't frame any pitches. No, he can't frame pitches. He can't throw people out. He can't hit for any power. Someone tell him to stop using a log for a bat. Oh my God. He fucking sucks, dude. He's so bad. So bad. Yeah, the hit against his brother. I was in Hawaii. My wife and my sister-in-law thought it was like the greatest thing ever. They were like, 2 brothers are playing against each other? Oh my God. I was like, dude. Oh. I don't know what clicked to his. He fucking is so bad. I used to defend him too because he would hit with runners in scoring position. And I value that shit big time. Like that shit's always mattered to me. I don't know why it doesn't matter to other people. It's like this is your big opportunity to score. Like if you don't hit in these situations, you're not valuable, you know? And he would fucking always hit with runners in scoring position. I think almost every year he's been here, he's hit like over 290, and then this year he sucks. Can't hit for any power, none. He can't throw anyone out. No, he can't do anything. Nola doesn't do anything well. Anything. Anyone know how much approximately the team makes over payroll expenses? Fans and seats by why not make more? Oh, I don't know. Um, I th- I heard something similar. What I heard is uh, Fowler didn't want to spend and Seiler did. And that's why you're seeing the payroll gone kind of a lot more higher since Seiler took over completely. But I don't know. That's why it's hard to say like on these stuff like, hey, would you do this? Would you do that? Well, if there was no luxury tax and we felt like we could just spend whatever, then yeah, it'd be a lot easier to tell you yeah or no on stuff. Yeah, I don't know why the pitchers like him either. I have no idea, but there is who's the pitchers that like him? Because there's like 2 pitchers that is it Musgrove, I think is one of them, right? That is like I want him as my catcher. It's him and someone else. Is it Darvish? It might be Darvish. And then Snell, it doesn't matter because he throws a fucking, he's wild as fuck. Why is everyone stuck on the current catcher position? You mean in this threat on talking to Joe? Yeah. Are you talking about like us right now, or are you talking like the Padres? Oh man, what else you guys got? I don't really have anything else. You guys got any more questions? I could bring on Matt if you guys want. Clearly bigger holes to fill. Oh, you mean then why is there clearly bigger holes to fill than catcher? I mean, yeah. I mean, because Alfaro's all right, but I mean, you could get a pretty big bump if you got a better catcher. I mean, Alfaro's not going to have it. I don't think Alfaro's going to have the first half that he had. I don't think that's going to happen. So, in that sense, Matt, I just invited you if you want to come on. Okay, here we go. When will the Lions make the playoffs and Miami be in the playoffs? Predictions. Okay, Miami Hurricanes. It's not going to take long. They're probably going to have a top 3 recruiting class this year. So let's say when those guys are sophomores. So not this year, not next year, the following year, I think Miami can make the playoffs. As far as the Lions go, they could probably make the playoffs next year. One more year away. I think it gets done. I think it gets done pretty soon. I'm pretty confident in that one. I'm pretty confident in Musgrove getting signed. Oh, as far as Alfaro and yeah, I could. I mean, I don't know. I think Nola is what he is. Like I don't see him having a better second half than he had first half. That I don't see. Okay.
What's up,
Okay.
Mehdi?
Miami wins this year and next. Do you think they join the SEC with Clemson? I don't know what's going to happen with all that stuff. I have no idea, to be honest with you. If Miami ever gets in the SEC, they're going to recruit top 5 classes every fucking. I mean, if Chris Ball's there, they're going to recruit a top 3 class every single year. Like he won't even have to recruit. He'll just be like, he'll just pick what players he wants. I mean, it would be a joke if they ever get in the SEC. Like I don't think people realize like how good Miami's going to be, but they think Chris Ball sucks. I'm like, Kirby Dunn at fucking Georgia isn't a good coach. He just fucking recruited like 5 straight fucking classes. Cristobal's going to fucking do the same thing, dude. And Cristobal's got better assistants. I don't know. I mean, they're not going to keep him because they're going to do good and they'll lose him. But I'm telling you, they're going to be fucking loaded. Fucking loaded. Hold on. You think the Musgrove will get backloaded? No. I don't think you'd backload anymore because if you're going to be at the luxury tax or over it, you want the AAV to kind of be, it's going to be the same anyways.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Who do you think has a better second than first half? Oh, this is a good question.
Jake? I'll say Cronenworth.
Okay. I'll say Luke Voigt.
Fair.
I think Luke Voigt could have a big second half. Yeah. I can see Luke Voigt having a big second half, especially if we get another bat and he bats like sixth or seventh. If you put him at the 6 hole, I'm fine with him. You start putting him at the 4 and 5 hole, he just leaves too many ducks on the pond.
Yeah. What do you call it? Do you have any faith in Blake Snell the second half?
No. No. I think, I mean, you could say I'm biased. I think Van Dyke's better than Stroud, but we'll see this year.
Who's QB1 in the draft right now?
I'm telling you, it's Van Dyke. It's going to be Van Dyke. He's bigger. He's more physical than these guys. Fucking, what's his name? The guy at Bama, Bryce Young. He's fucking like, I mean, who are you going to compare him to? Russell Wilson? Like, he's tiny. And Russell Wilson's pretty thick. Like, this guy ain't thick. Like, this guy will scramble. But, I mean, look at Tua. Just look at him. And you're just like, that guy's not going to work. It's not going to pan out.
Here's my thing with Bama quarterbacks. Are they a byproduct of their receivers? Because they always have loaded receivers.
Fuck yeah, dude. And Stroud's got better receivers. Stroud's receivers are so fucking good, dude. And they recruited like 3 like top 50 recruits at receivers like for next year. Like it's just stupid what they're doing at the receiver position. They got I mean, everyone's rankings are different on that shit. Like, but I mean, I've seen where all 3 are ranked as a 5-star on one side or another. We got 3 of them coming in next year. So
they still have receivers now.
Oh yeah,
will probably stay.
They're receiving.
Yeah,
the best in college football. Probably be better than fucking 15 teams in the NFL. They got the kid that fucking I can't pronounce his name, but it's basically like Jackson Smith or something. But he's got like some
third last name.
Yeah, like I think he's got like 2 dads or 2 moms or something. I don't know. And he fucking had like 300 and something yards against Utah, right? In the Rose Bowl. Like that was like the first game that they were like, okay, we're not going to throw to every play is going to be to Garrett Wilson and Olave. They were like, well, we'll use this guy. They got fucking, it's like 210 pounds, like looks like Michael Thomas. And then they got fucking Marvin Harrison's kids, pretty good. And they got 2 other guys that are 5-stars. They're fucking Fleming and he was the number 1 recruiting receiver last year. Was a freshman. He barely played. So fuck, dude. Who is the Heisman next year? Van Dyke. Oh, Van Dyke will be gone. Are you talking about this year coming up? Van Dyke's going to opt out. I mean, he's going to go to the NFL draft. I'll say C.J. Stroud wins it. I mean, he's just going to. I got Bama winning it all, or not Bama. I got Ohio State winning it all, dude. Ohio State is fucking loaded, dude. They're fucking running back too. Like usually running backs don't go in the first round. He'll go in the first round. He's only a sophomore though.
The Henderson guy? Yeah.
Yeah. Guy looks like almost like Edgerrin James.
Oh.
And then they got the defensive coordinator from Oklahoma State. So their defense is gonna be better. They got 2 5-stars last year on the D line. So those guys aren't going to be freshmen.
Are we sure Clemson's going to bounce back?
No, because their defense is fucking loaded, but they don't have Venables, so that might take a little dip there. I mean, the talent's all there, especially on the fucking front 7. They fucking got Breesy. Breesy's he could be a top 10 pick. I mean, he tore his ACL last year, so I don't know, but he's a fucking beast as a D tackle. And then the Kyle Murphy guy's really good. And they got, I think it's Tommy Davis, another. I mean, it's 5-stars everywhere. But but their quarterback sucked. He fucking,
DJ, yeah.
I think
DJ
his
sucks.
were 10 touchdowns, 11 picks or something. It was like even. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like 9.
Crazy thing, he looked good in 2020.
Oh my god! I thought he was gonna be like the first pick of the draft.
Yeah,
He fucking
yeah.
first time I saw him, he fucking. They came back against Boston College. I think he threw for like 370. And the next week against Notre Dame, he threw for like 400.
Yeah.
And then he sucked last year. I mean, his mechanics were terrible. I'm not like a quarterback guru or anything, but I could tell in your footwork, like, dude, what is this guy doing? But they got a 5-star, but I mean, he's a freshman. I mean, I don't know. Will there ever be a good quarterback from Ohio State?
Who was the last one? That's a good question.
I don't know. Who is? Haskins sucks. Rest in peace.
Fields, the jury's still out there.
Yeah, that poor guy's getting off to a
Yeah.
bad start because he's just got a dick organization that just sucks. Like they're putting nothing around him.
No O-line, no receiving,
No O-line.
no receiving core, no
No
running game,
coaching.
right?
Who's their coach this year? They got rid of.
Nagy. They got rid of Nagy. I have no idea.
I'm trying to think. They got rid of Nagy, right?
They did, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence? It's hard to be the next Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
Will USC do anything in the Big Ten? Yeah, USC is going to be really good.
do you think Lincoln Riley is a good coach?
Not necessarily. It's more. This is how I look at college football as coaches. It's not how good of a coach he necessarily is. It's how he is as a CEO. So it's like, can he bring a staff? Can he recruit? And then the X's and O's, like obviously Lincoln Riley could call plays. Like he could do that. Is his defense tough? Is his offensive lines tough? No. But you're talking now that he's going to recruit from Oklahoma. See, people think like, oh, Oklahoma, it's a great program and this and that. Like, okay, it's a good program. I'm not saying it's not. It's probably a top 10, top 12 program, you know. But USC, you get the right head coaches at USC and Miami, you fucking dominate, dude. You're talking about fucking beaches, strip clubs everywhere, just the nightlife. Like, you're going to recruit LA. You don't think they got speed there with fucking kids? They got running backs, receivers everywhere. You know,
What do
you
you
know
call
he's going to get. You know he's going to get any quarterback that he wants. He gets whatever quarterback he wants every single year. He fucking all he has to do to go to the recruits for the quarterbacks is go, I put these Smurfs as number 1 picks in the NFL and Baker Mayfield and fucking Murray. They're fucking Smurfs. So he can come to a 6'2", 6'3" quarterback and go, dude, what do you think I could do with someone who's fucking not a Smurf? So he's going to get every quarterback. He'll get every offensive player he wants, basically west of the Mississippi. And then can he get enough defense? Can he get enough, can he be – yeah, it's Eberflus. Okay. And where did he come from? He's the defensive coordinator from the Colts, I think.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Looking at the comments, yeah.
Yes. It's
That's
all
true.
about recruiting and having a staff. It's not even the head coach. Like, I mean, Saban's a good coach. Like, I'm not saying he's not. He knows what he's doing, X's and O's. We all know that. But you think Kirby Dumb fucking thinks he – like, you got to be fucking kidding me. What is he – what is Kirby Dumb doing? I mean, that guy's still running the ball, like, and playing, like, smash mouth and, like, he just fucking has 5 stars everywhere. He had a fucking defense that will be the D lineman Jalen Carter. He like barely played the guy. I was going over some of his film this offseason, fucking looking at him. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy looks like a Dominican Sue. Like barely even play the guy. Trust me, these head coaches, it's all about just getting recruits. That's all it is. All
I don't
about
think Jimbo's a great coach.
who's Jimbo. Oh yeah, Jimbo Fisher.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not a great coach either. They're all slime balls, all of them. They all look so slimy, dude. It's just like at USC, you had what was his name? Clay Helton.
Helton.
I mean, that's how long did they fucking wait there? Like the Chargers, like having North Turner that long, they're like, what are you doing? Jesus Christ. Like it's almost like they were like, well, we don't want to try, so we're just gonna keep throwing that guy out there. Like, fuck, dude. You mean you gotta be kidding me? I can't wait for college football though.
Oh,
This
same
this
here.
year, I think this is going to be like the last year, maybe one more year, where it's going to be chalk. But now that you're going to have Texas is going to be good in a year or two, Miami is going to be really good in a year or two, and USC. And it only takes like a year or two. Someone was asking, I think it was Tom earlier, was kind of asking like, how long will it take like Miami? I mean, Texas has basically got a year ahead because they got Sarkisian last year, and like USC. Well, now that you got the transfer portal, those guys fucking, they fucking get their guys. You basically have to recruit your own players the whole season. I mean, look, Lincoln Riley just got the fucking, in my opinion, the best quarterback. He just fucking, if they don't have the transfer portal, that guy's not going there. He's not going
He
to.
even got the Pitt guy, the best receiver in college football last year.
Yeah, he got Addison.
Yeah.
And the Mario Williams from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he just got 3 fucking NFL studs. Or I don't know if they'll all be NFL studs, but he got 3 guys that are fucking studs in college that he wouldn't have gotten. So it's going to go a lot quicker. Usually it takes, back in the day without the transfer portal, it would take a fucking head coach like 3 to 5 years. Now it's going to take like 2.
Yeah.
It's almost like the NFL, like 2 good drafts. That's basically what it is. You think Jackson State and Dion will ever get respect, even though Dion will probably be the FSU head coach this time next year.
Ooh. What's his name right now? Norvell's is not it. There's no question about it.
No, my Cristobal is like throwing those guys in like locker rooms, dude. I mean, just stuffing them in lockers right now. Him and Napier.
Why did Florida hire Napier? That's not a name.
I don't know. And I think they hired it after Cristobal. I think I could be wrong, but
something like that.
You got to make a bigger move because Cristobal's just going to kick that guy's fucking ass in recruiting, and he already is, and they're already crying like, "Oh, NIL, NIL's part of the deal now, dude. You either pay him or you don't. Too bad if your fucking school's going to fucking not pay him." And first of all, it's not just paying him. You have to have a good relationship with the player. The player's not just going over there for, unless you're paying huge money difference, but players want fucking relationships with the coaches. Oh, no. God, that was probably the worst draft pick of my life. I remember when the Lions drafted him, I'm like, I threw my cocktail. I fucking threw it. We had a huge keg party. And I was drinking a cocktail, just had like a red cup. And they were like, I think it was the 10th pick. With the 10th pick, I think it was 2007. The Detroit Lions select Mike Williams. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Everyone was like, dude, he's like the best player. I'm like,
at least you got a good SC receiver now.
Check this out, Matt. He fucking had 30 touchdowns. He only played 2 years because he skipped last year because he'd been Maurice Claret trying to get out of we don't have to play 3 years. We should be able to go to the NFL draft, which was so stupid. You had no chance of that working out. So he played 2 years, his freshman year and his sophomore year. The guy had 30 touchdowns, which is crazy. A receiver getting 30 touchdowns. He didn't even play his junior year. Not one was over 27 yards. I'm like, you just took a guy who has no explosion. He can't beat fucking, he's not separating with the 10th pick of the draft. No, they didn't draft 3 receivers in 3 years in a row in the first round. They drafted 4. It was
And,
it was Mike Williams, it was Charles Rogers, Roy Williams, and Calvin Johnson.
and you only hit on one.
Yeah, Roy Williams was okay for a while, and they traded him.
He was
and got,
okay.
Charles Rogers was going to be good. I remember when they got him. I mean, I'm a Hurricane fan, and I wanted Charles Rogers over Andre Johnson. And Charles Rogers, he just like separated his shoulder, and then he just got into drugs, and they couldn't keep him off of being addicted to fucking alcohol. Okay, here we go. Chargers and Lions draft picks you're most disappointed by. Well, one is Mike Williams is number 1 for me. For Chargers, it was, let me think.
That's a good question.
There's a lot. I'm trying to think.
Ryan Leaf.
Oh, I loved Ryan Leaf. Fuck.
Yeah, you told me that.
I fucking loved him. He was throwing BBs, Matt, in the fucking Rose Bowl. I was like, dude, if the Chargers have a chance at this kid. I mean, he was like 6'4", 6'5", full tap, boom, boom, boom. And fucking Michigan's fucking, I think Michigan won it that year. And, I mean, he was just throwing to these Washington State receivers, like just bums. And he was throwing BBs, and he was all lean. He was like 215 pounds and fucking Larry English.
English.
Who did I hate the most? Oh, man.
Fluker wasn't good.
Brian Steele was the worst one.
Okay.
For me. Craig Buster Davis.
Oh.
I didn't like that one. Jason
No.
Verrett. Verrett was small. He always got hurt.
He was good when he played, but he
He had talent. He had talent.
He did.
But Brian Steele was the worst one for me. They traded up. They traded a first rounder to move up into the second round, and traded the following year's first rounder. Like, what fucking organization is doing that? You're already telling everybody the value. You already lost the value without even making a pick. And you didn't take like a quarterback. You only do that shit if you're taking like a quarterback and you're like, oh, this quarterback's,
Fluker, yeah.
Where'd you see Fluker? Oh, okay. DJ Fluker. I like Fluker. A lot of these guys I kind of liked. I didn't hate them. I'm trying to think. There has to be someone I just fucking hated.
The Chargers draft list is not as bad as the Padres draft
list. Oh, no,
not
even close.
He tweeted it out on Twitter.
Oh, not even close.
That one was awful.
Oh, my God. Chargers always had talent. That was never the problem. It was always coaching and fucking just, ownership, like when players tell you that they get hurt because the training facilities suck, shit like that. I wasn't that high on Bosa either. I thought he was good. I thought he was close to being worthy of it. I'm trying to think who else was in that draft. I remember I wanted somebody else. But it was their last year, being on the team. I remember I was like, I have a feeling they're leaving anyways. So I forget. I'm trying to think.
I got some names.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Corey Legit, if you remember him.
Yeah.
Never panned out.
Corey Spangenberg for baseball is probably the worst pick because you're talking about, honestly, you're talking about a short little Punch and Judy second baseman. What the fuck, dude? And they took that at 10?
Something like that, yeah. Were you ever high on Ryan Matthews?
Oh, Buckner? Buckner was good. Was I ever high on Ryan Matthews? Yeah. Oh, I was really high on Ryan Matthews. Coming out of the draft? Yeah.
Yep.
Because I watched a lot of Fresno State. My brother went to Fresno State, and he was a fucking stud. He just ran he was 220, fucking fast, everything. He just got hurt. That's the one thing on the NFL, though. The player can be really good. If he just continues to get hurt, it's what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. Dude, my daughter, like every day this week, is like, when do the Padres play again? I'm like, they don't play till fucking Friday. She's like, why? Like every day.
We get to watch Blake Snell on Saturday at New York. That's gonna be fun.
It's a loss. So what
I
is
want to
it?
take one.
Is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. See, you're smart about shit. Like Padre Twitter would get like mad if we put that out.
Yeah.
He was small, Kenneth Murray, out of Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
He's small. They have good talent, though. I mean, again, the talent's not the problem. If I was a Charger fan, I'd be concerned about the coach.
Oh. Right now, do you have the Chargers winning the division?
I haven't studied it, but probably.
Okay. Because both you and I don't root for him anymore. I'm just asking like the
No.
people who.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that you did it for sure. Oh yeah.
No, I've been vocal about it. I've been vocal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Kajana Carter was really good. He got hurt against the Lions in the preseason on that AstroTurf. They got pissed. I don't have a Super Bowl pick yet. I'll probably finish the book next week because I'm in Cancun and I'll be drinking Coronas on the beach, and I'll probably zip through that book plus the flights. I'm done with the AFC East. The Patriots. I didn't realize how bad the Patriots look on paper, and I think losing Josh McDaniels is gonna fucking hurt, dude. They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Are the Jets going to be any good? In your opinion?
They got a chance to be good. They got a chance to be good.
Okay.
I was very. He did not look good, but the preseason, then I'm gonna going into your second year. If you were that bad, your first year, they should probably give him some nice, easy plays and confidence. And if he doesn't, that means, yeah, this one really hurts. I remember I wanted Verlander too because I was like, I never watched him. I don't know the draft, but someone was like, he throws 98 and he's got good control. I was like, okay, so what's the problem?
Right.
Go check on Twitter the retweet I just had. This guy fucking throws up.
What?
check on Twitter my retweet. Some guy put a video.
Right,
yeah.
All right, I'm checking.
The guy put a video of a guy throwing up and then he slips on his own throw up. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
In public too. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like those people in the corner are just having like a nice dinner, like, and it looks like it's like, I don't know, like 6, 7 o'clock at night. Doesn't look like it's pitch black, you know?
Yeah.
Like two ladies are just sitting there like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I looked at them. I already studied, the AFCs. It's going to be tough to beat these guys, the Bills. I mean, really tough. They drafted a corner in the first round. Whether he's good or not, I don't know. And then they got some pass rushers now. I mean, you got Von Miller. You got Gregory Rousseau, first rounder from the U last year. And they got Ed Oliver. And they got AJ Espinoza, I like too. I mean, okay, this one. Yeah, I would have taken Ramsey over Bosa. Yeah, I would have done the same. Yeah, but I was cool with either one, but I didn't really care because I knew they were.
Yeah.
The Spangenberg one is the worst fucking move I think I've ever seen.
Never panned out.
Let me tell you a story on Matt Bush. So my buddy, what year did Bush get drafted? What year?
04.
Okay. I graduated in 2000, and one of my good friends played baseball, and then he played at USD. Like, he was pretty good, like a pitcher. And he had he was still good friends with. I went to Uni High School. It's now Cathedral, and it was coming up, or that Bush has got some school. I was like, oh, whatever. I didn't think we were drafting him. I thought we were drafting Weaver or Verlander. And then we drafted him. I called him and I was like, remember you said Bush has got some problems? I was like, where'd you, because again, oh, what the hell happened? And he told me that the fucking kid was I'm like, how stupid of an organization. You didn't fucking go down. If my friend knows he's a cokehead and doesn't go to the school or friends with the guy, then what the fuck, dude? Like, that was basically being reported by the coaches, like, around, like,
So they didn't do the homework, and he was
no,
here.
no.
He was
So
right
apparently,
here.
what happened on that is Kevin Towers was ready. He was going to draft Weaver. And at the last minute, I guess I'm trying to think who the owner was back then.
Oh gosh,
I think it was Moore's.
it had to be.
John Moore. I forget. Basically, I think it was Moore's, and he told him, "No, we can't sign him. We're find someone else." And I guess Tower only had like a week and didn't have time. Took a 15-minute fucking drive. You go to the school and you fucking find out. Dude. It's not that hard.
Oh man,
Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know. Oh man, connection sucks. You good?
I don't know. It won't like click on. Okay. Seems like something's slow right now. I don't know if it's on my end or what. Yeah. So, I mean, what a joke. They didn't take their time. I remember at that time, I was like, dude, this is fucking no chance.
I think it's you.
Yeah. Dude, I think there's a pretty good chance he's going to go all in and get Soto. I really do. If he that deal, all the guys on Padre Twitter, they're just like, oh yeah, give them all up. They're just prospects. Every
Here's
single
my
time,
thing.
because I don't even really want to argue with them, so I don't even like put my comments on there. But I see other people put comments that go like, well, what's going to be the pitching? And they're like,
yeah, that's my biggest argument.
They never have an answer. They never say
no.
They say, no, I'm worried about 2023 and 2024. What do you mean 2026? The fuck are you talking about? No one brings that up.
No. I got into a huge fight. I got into a huge fight, dude.
Next year. Huh?
I got into a huge fight with someone on Twitter. Never answered the question. I believe it was like 3 or 4 times saying, who's pitching for us? Who's pitching for us if Gore is gone? Because I don't know if we can re-sign Musgrove if we get Soto, honestly. Unless they really blow over it. So it's like, they dodge it. They're saying, you guys don't think pitching is important?
I mean, I think you can. What is Soto making this year? 16, 17?
17.
So what is he going to make next year? Like 22?
Arbitration, he's going to get a bump.
Let's say it's 22. I mean,
Yeah.
you can find a way. I mean, what were those numbers that we were playing around with at one time?
Which one?
I think we said they had like 30.
Yeah.
34. And that was with
something
signing.
like that.
I mean,
something like that. So it could work.
I mean, he could, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would assume you're going 3 straight years going over.
Yeah. It has to be over 3 because you're going to be over this year. You're already over last year. Next year you're going to be over, and the year after, so it's like 4.
Here, I'm going to take you off and then try to come back on. So maybe it'll clear
All
it
right,
up.
go ahead.
All right, let me see. In the chat, is it cutting off now? Or is it good? Someone tell me in the chat. I only got like 10 more minutes anyways. Okay. Someone in the chat tell me if it's good now. Otherwise, I'm probably going to get out of here. It's a little choppy. All right. I'm just going to call it a night. I'll call it a night tonight. All right, fellas. Till the next time. Later, fellas. Good night.